unajua Apostle Paul once had what is it called, a thorn in his flesh, and then he pleaded with the Lord to take this thorn away from him. 3 times he pleaded with the Lord, and in all those 3 times the Lord said that my grace is sufficient for you. Basically, he told Paul that his grace was sufficient for him. Then before that, Jesus also pleaded with the Lord 3 times, just when he was about to be tortured and be crucified, before he was arrested, before he was betrayed by Judas. Jesus took his disciples to a mountain where they prayed, and he went away from them 3 times, and all these 3 times he begged the Lord to take away this cup of suffering from him. And the 3rd time Jesus prayed the same thing, and he asked God to take away that cup of suffering. However, if that cup of suffering could not be taken away from Jesus's hands unless he drinks it, then so should the Lord's will be done. Basically, in a nutshell, manze, there's some shit we go through, bro, that we just have to go through it. There's no other way, bana. There's no shortcuts. You just have to go through that shit, bro. You have to go through the shit so that you can come out strong. You have to go through the fire, so just like gold, bana. Just like gold goes through fire to be refined, you have to go through that shit to be refined, to emerge strong, manze. Challenges are there to strengthen us for a new level in life. That being said, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Anonymous Team, the man, the myth, the legend, the enigma, God's favorite, your mother's favorite, and everything in between. Okay, maybe not everything in between. All right, so I've always said that I'm a big fan of Ikonini, and I like the crew. I like the Ikonini crew. However, sometimes I feel like Mwafreeka has his nose so far up his ass that he doesn't think straight sometimes. And this is not me being disrespectful. This is just me having an opinion. And recently we had the Willie Paul and Diamond drama. And so, of course, Mwafreeka had to give his 2 cents on the drama. And I hate the fact that he compared Mwafreeka's performances to Tanzanian performance. No, I've got my shit all mixed up. What I meant to say is that I hate the fact that Mwafreeka had to compare Willie Paul's performances to Tanzanian artists' performances. Okay, there are some occasions that personally I believe that there are some occasions that warrant warrant playback performances. Okay, there are some situations that warrant that, and there are other situations that warrant, or other songs that warrant live performances. Now, Mwafreeka, when you come out on the internet and start making such accusations that Willie Paul is not a great performer, Willie Paul is not a good performer, he's a playback performer just like Kina Diamond and shit like that, you know, you need to do your research. You need to do your proper research, especially on your local artists, before you come and make those allegations, make those claims. Okay, it's true, Willie Paul, most of the time he does do playback performances, and even at the recent Furaha City Festival, the performance, or rather his set was a playback set. But Willie Paul is one of the best, and I think this is on record, bana. The evidence is out there on the internet. Willie Paul is one of the best live performers in Kenya. There are some of his events, some of his shows, especially some of those Safaricom live events, that Willy Paul used to do live performances, and bro, vocals jamaa ziko BA tu kama okay, hazijafikia za BN but ziko BA. So Mwafreeka, I want you to retract that statement where you came out and compared Willy Paul to kina Rayvanny and kina bro bana. Willy Paul is a motherfucking dope performer, and like I said, and Willy Paul has on other occasions performed with a live band, and it was awesome. Okay, stage presence iko there, you know, crowd engagement is there, vocals are there. Yo, Mwafreeka, don't ever disrespect Willy Paul like that again. Tafadhali, don't ever disrespect Willy Paul in that regard again. Secondly, the other problem I have with Mwafreeka is that he says pretty much Diamond commits robberies on his live performances because he's doing a playback. Mwafreeka is a rapper. He's a hip hop artist. He should also know that sometimes if you do not have the okay, so this does not apply to Diamond because he does have the financial capacity to, you know, to perform with a live band. But if you do not have the financial capacity to perform with a live band, you can always you know, have a CD, playback CD or whatever, playback prepared, where your vocals, the verse beats are empty, and then inaitwaje, only the part ya chorus tu ndo iko recorded, but your base ya verse in short haiko, una get. So there are some artists that do that, but you know, that's not technically the point. The point is, let's circle back to when I said there are performances that warrant playback. So for Diamond, majority of his songs are dance songs. You get, when you're going to see an artist perform live, you know, the theatrics, these are the dancing, the nini. I just don't want to go and watch an artist, especially if this is like a pop artist like Diamond. I don't want to just go and watch the artist move around on stage, nini, walking to peke yake. No, I want to see the artist dancing, unaona. You know, the choreography. I want, bro, let's not disrespect this artist. Yes, I do understand that Diamond does a lot of playback, but and let's be honest, if you watched Diamond in Coke Studio, his vocals are not all the way up there. You cannot compare Diamond's vocals to Willy Paul's vocals. Una get? So Diamond is not your ideal live band performer, but with playback is good, and majority of his songs, like I've just said right now, are dance songs, party songs. So yeah, so hizo kudance zote, hiyo kuinvest so much into his craft to that regard, that he's dancing on stage, yada yada yada. You know, if you ask me, Diamond gives dope performances. Honestly, if you ask me, Diamond gives dope performances. Diamond's playback performances versus Willy Paul's playback performances. Diamond's playback performances are way better than Willy Paul's playback performances. Willy Paul's live band performances versus Diamond Platinum's overall performances. Yeah, Willy Paul is, you know, Willy Paul takes the crown all day, every day. So my advice to Willy Paul is minimize on the playback performances, do more of live band performances. Trust me, that will skyrocket you up to different levels, to kina levels za kina Bien na kina Sauti Sol. My advice to Diamond, nigga, we know you can't really perform with a live band, so you know, don't even try to go that route. You continue with your dancing and nini. Simba ako tu sawa manze, Simba ako tu sawa. Let's not disrespect the guy pia, unaona. Mwafreeka's issue is that the fact that this guy live performances zake ni playback, but you have to put into consideration hata kina nini hizo songs zake nini hizo ma choreography and whatnot ni entertainment. You know, seeing it live is different from seeing it on screen. You get? So that's the whole point of live performance, whether it's playback or live band. But live band takes the day, all day, okay? And you also nani kina watu kama kina Chris Brown, they don't do live band performances. No, they do playback performances. As an artist, you just have to know your reach. You just have to understand where you stand as an artist. Oh shit. Did I just rhyme? Yeah, you have to understand where you stand as an artist. So my advice to Willie Paul, minimize on the playback performances, do more live band performances. My advice to Mwafreeka is get your nose out of your ass and start thinking clearly, bana.